Low budget versus high budget. Today, I'm gonna save you a lot of money, dropshippers. Why? Because this thing that I'm about to explain took me years to understand. And let me tell you, it seems simple, but it's not that simple. And the moment that I understood this, I started saving a lot of money and making more money. Look, when it comes down to ads, sometimes things are hard to understand because, as you guys know, Facebook, like any other advertising platform, it's a betting platform. So the more you invest, the more you're going to have the best customers, the more you will be able to scale. So people are betting against each other. That's basically it's an auction platform. This is how it works. But the thing is, if you understand that, you will believe that you need to invest a ton of money in order to succeed with Facebook. Oh, let me set up my campaign at $1,000 per day right away. But it's actually more complex than that. So, how the system works is that they look at everything. Do you look more professional than your competitors? Do you have a great offer? Do you have more clicks? Do you have a higher CTR, a lower CPC? Does people engage with your ad? Do you look more, aesthetically pleasing than them? Is it easy to navigate on your website? They look at all of those things, just not only on the money side. So the moment you understand that and you do some tests, you will understand a few things. The first thing that you need to understand is when I started dropshipping, like I said, I believe that I needed to invest $1,000 campaign or $100 campaign because I wanted to outbid everybody and get all the best customers for myself. But I rapidly figured out that I was about to lose a ton of money, and I did lost a ton of money without actually making money. But what did I find out after that? Well, after that, I started following different strategies: $10 per day, $20 per day, $5 per day, basically different strategies in order to scale my ads. And what I've seen is you can have a really bad product that even if you put $10,000 per day on your ad, you will have zero money. But you can put something at $5 per day. And if you have a good product, it will sell. Keep in mind, you need to make sure that the rest is good as well. You have a good website. Everything is congruent together. Everybody like the feeling and how it feels, everything, like all of this. But this is not complicated, to be honest. If you have been doing dropshipping for a few months, you know how to create a good website, how to create a good ad. You know how to do those things to make sure that people feel like home when they purchase on your store. So this is literally the less complicated part. But the most complicated part is to understand that, okay, I have a product that with $5 per day, I'm making money. So what do I need to do now? Well, now that you're making money with a low budget, then you can start implementing a higher budget in order to make more. And, back in the day, I've heard someone say you can put $1 million on the worst product possible and it will never work. Or you can put $100 on the best product in the world and it will start printing money like there's no tomorrow. And the only thing that you need to do is invest back, and scale, 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 scale. So if I have a good website and I have a good winning product and I don't make sales right off the bat after a few 30, 40, $50 spent at most on my whole campaign, I move on. A lot of people are going to say, okay, but Gilberto, it doesn't make any sense. There's so many people, there's so many variables. I know. And let me tell you, I've tried everything. I've tried starting my campaigns at $1,000 per day, and I had the worst, horrible results that I had ever. And I did good product research. I did a good website. I've been doing this for 7 to 8 years. I know what I'm doing. But why, when I invested more on certain product, it didn't work. But when I invested more into doing more product tested with lower budget, it worked more. Guys, because a winning product is a winning product. A winning product will work with a low budget, and will work even better with a higher budget. So the problem is you don't know which one 100% is a winner. There's no dropshipper on earth that I'm aware of that has a 1-to-1 ratio on finding winning products. You can maybe test 5, 10, 15 products, 20, 30 products, find a winner, and make hundreds of thousands of dollars. But someone that has a 1-to-1, pretty much not existent. It's all about the volume and making sure that you're not overspending on those products tested. Because think about this. Let me give you a simple analogy. And this is what happens to all of you. You test 10 products. I test 10 products. You're going to spend $200 per product. Okay? So $200 per product times 10, you spend $2,000. Let's say that you have a medium product. Okay, you've made a little bit of money. But me, I spent $20. Well, let's put $30 per product. So a total of $300 at the end. You spend 2,000, I spend 300. It doesn't seem much, but when you start scaling and start investing more, numbers add up. And you will see, like, how's he so profitable? How's he able to scale to that level? Because I manage my finances very well. Everything starts to with what goes out of your pocket, not what comes in. Because you can make $1 million a day, but if you spend $1 million a day, you're screwed. It's basically like that. So never start with a high budget. A winning product will show itself after a few dollars spent, 20, 30, $50, at most $100, and the whole campaign, not on each ad set. And the moment that you get results is the moment that you should double in. You know, I've seen many people across the globe doing drop shipping. And what made me react in a way and be like, what the fuck is going on with the world is I've seen people with, let's say, not a winning product investing hundreds of dollars on their product, going in debt because they believe that their product is going to be a winner. And I've seen, on the other hand, people that they have a winning product, but they're too scared to invest into their winners. And they're like, oh, but if it dies, you'll have a 7 ROAS. Like, you're literally putting $1 and you're getting 7 back. Like, this thing is not going to die. Like, invest 2,000 in, invest 10, invest all your money into it. You will print like there's no tomorrow. And this is the thing with dropshipping is you guys are so overwhelmed with so many information, with so many things that you just don't know. And you're like kind of in the loop of, I'm in a cloud, I don't know what's going on. But this is what it is. Start with low money, and then scale when you have a winning product. And at the end of the day, the budget is just more data. That's what it is. It's more eyeballs. You're paying for more eyeballs, more data. So if you have a winning product, more data will equal more sales. But if you don't have a winning product, more data will equal more clicks, more views, but no money coming in. So it's not like, oh, you invest more, you will start playing with the brain of your customers, and Facebook is going to whisper a secret magic word. No, it's not how it works. It all starts with having a good product, testing it with a decent budget, 50, 60, $70 at most, $100 at most. And if you see that it works, you invest more money. If you see that it doesn't work, you cut the product as soon as possible. Guys, sometimes I let my ads run 5 hours and I cut them because I'm like, okay, the CPC is too high. Like, this thing is not going to magically transform and become like a 1 cent CPC. It's too high right off the bat. I'm cutting that thing. I'm just cutting it. So don't overcomplicate things. Start with a small budget and scale when you see some sales. And guys, spend what you're willing to lose. Because if you spend on, like, look, the only moment you should use loan, credit cards, all of those things is when you have a winning product. When you have a winning product, go ham. Go ham. Invest as much money as possible. But if you don't have a winner, then you're just burning cash. So if you're burning cash, then you will be in debt quite quickly. And I've seen some horror story that could have been avoided by little things, but it is what it is. At the end of the day, that's why only the 1% succeed. Not because we're smarter, further than that, because we have simple strategies that we follow consistently and we don't deviate. And that's what it is. That's it. But when you're a beginner, obviously, I understand I was at one point, you get emotionally involved with your product. You're going, "Oh, I'm going to make it a winner. I'm different." And you start spending hundreds of dollars. And that's just not the way you should go about it. So, hey guys, hopefully that you understand a lot. And this thing that I just said, that I just spoke about, took me years to understand. And I wish that I had someone tell me this. And to be honest, I had to learn the hard way, but hopefully that I can at least help one person to understand this. If I can help one person, then that's good enough for me. So yeah, wish you all an amazing rest of your day. Take care and peace out.